thy God, the Lord thy God, give it thee.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that the day belong upon the land which the Lord thy God has given thee. That's the original commandment. Ephesians 6, verse 1 says what? Somebody got that? Ephesians 6, verse 1.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. That's what Ephesians 1 said. Honor thy father and thy mother, which is, that's the second word, which is the first commandment with what?
Promise.
That's why we having a shortage in young men in the world today. Because there is no honor of our young people towards their parents. They're fighting, they're killing one another, and they don't have a home life. Huh? Dad used to come home and we used to sit around a table this time of evening, and he spent a lot of time talking to us about things that are necessary to our lives. And there were some threats that he made, you know, that went along with that. And there was a couple of promises that he made that he fulfilled. So when he made the threats, because we didn't know whether he was going to follow up on or not, we made sure we didn't do nothing to find out. But the kids nowadays, sister, who that said the baby beat his little brother? 8-year-old. I was out, I think, what are the number of students in a classroom now, Al, about? 19, 20?
15 to 20.
15 or 20 in a class. And they can't hardly control. Ain't that so? Am I right, Sister Carol? Yes, ma'am.
They think that when they send their kids to school, it's not the teacher's responsibility not to teach them how to be obedient. They start at home first.
Let me show you what you just said. I like to call a name. I'm working at a school, and the woman scolded her boy in kindergarten. He was a kindergartner. Y'all know what kindergarten is, don't you? He gets mad. This little kindergarten. And go in the bathroom and strip naked and come out of that class and try to pee on the rest of the students. I was there. And when the parents come out to have a conference, the parents told the teacher she didn't have them children under control.
She didn't have.
And the principal, Miss Geisler, sat right there, Dr. Bain, sat right there and let that woman abuse that teacher. How old is a kindergarten? This little 5-year-old come out there naked, trying to walk around and pee on the student. They run around all through the classroom. And they scolded, the parents scolded the teacher, and the teacher said, "Ma'am, your son got angry. He went in the bathroom and he come out and tried to pee on the students. And the principal was trying to tell the teacher to shut up. In our classroom when I was we didn't have kindergarten. Our kindergarten was at home. when we got to the class, we knew how to handle ourselves in them classes. Our classroom at Fayetteville Elementary had 60 students in it and one teacher. And you could hear a pen fold on a shag carpet in that room. Why? Because Daddy asked me the same question I asked my children when I went to school. He said, "You want to die?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Well, let that teacher call me out there." And through the whole school era, they didn't know who David Washington was. Why? Because of that one question Daddy asked in that school. "You want to die?" "No, sir." "Well, let that teacher call me out there." I raised 10. Every one of them went to school, and I never had to go to schoolhouse to fight for one of them. Get what I told them? "You want to die?" It worked for me. You get what I'm saying? They went through 12 grades, and neither one of them I had to go out there to make them act right. Why? Because you have to set the order at home. You said, somebody said it a while ago, you send them crazy children out there thinking the teacher going, and they don't pay her no mind.
Exactly. Good luck, Carol.
That little girl come in there one day. We're gonna get through it here. That girl come in there one day. We was in there in the cafeteria. Me and Tanya and Tiffany and Alfonso. We was in the cafeteria. We was cleaning up in there. And here come this woman after school, holding a little girl on the shoulder, and another little girl coming over holding her eye like this. And she said, I like to call her name. She said, "This little girl got mad with that one and took a pencil and stuck it in that eye." Kindergarten. Ain't that something? Ask any middle school student, they'll tell you at their school, countrywide, there's at least one fight a week. I went to school through the whole elementary and never fought. Why? Well, I know what's going to happen if I go home. I'm going to tell you why. It says, what the next one I told somebody to get Proverbs 29? Uh, 15 through 17. Somebody read that for me real quick.
The rod and the reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increase, but the righteous shall see their fall.
Do y'all get what that thing just said? The first verse said, a child what?
15 says the rod and the reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings his mother to shame.
You don't send your child out there and expect your child to know how to act. You have to train them before they leave the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They'll tell that teacher, because they'll tell the mom and dad, you hit me, I'll call 911. I'm so glad I ain't got nothing to read. You know what I tell him? I tell him, okay, hold the phone. You take the phone. And I turn him or her upside down and I put something on grandma's watch if I won't take off. I said, now dial.
Yes, sir.
Friend of mine whooped this boy back in 1998 or 99, something on that. And the boy called the police. And the police come out to the house. Pat was telling him, and the police asked the folks that do your children, do your dad? No, it's not just when we wrong. And he asked the man, what did you whoop him with? He said, I whooped him on his rear end with a belt. The police turned to the kid and said, I whooped mine the same way. And your dad ain't done nothing for you to call him out here for. Long as he tear up your rear end with that belt, he ain't got no problem. Now, if he'd hit you in the eye with a stick or knocked us out of the head with a sledgehammer, it'd have been a different story. But to whoop you on your rear end is what you deserve. It says, draw the reproof, give wisdom. And I was wise not to cut up at school. But the child left to himself, bringing his mother to shame. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteousness shall see their fall. Correct thy son. Y'all see that? And he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. But you got to correct it. And you ain't got but 8 years. You don't do something with that baby in the first 8 years. You just, when he turned 9, you carry him down there to the DMV. What do you call that thing? Where them children, they take them to. They take them down there and turn them over to them folks. Because you done missed the instructional years. It ain't but 7 of them left. The average child right now knows how to dial 911. And you talking about you're going to raise him. You leave him to his own, he's going to bring you to shame. Why do you think that there are so many illegitimate babies in the world today? We leave them to themselves. You get what I'm saying? What else was I told y'all again? Y'all got Proverbs 23, 12 through 14. Go get it real quick. 23. This is the wisdom of God. And in the United States of America, there is no wisdom in government concerning a child. Taking his phone from him don't change him. He's got a post office that you're supposed to send a letter to his headquarters. And if you don't never mail no letter, he ain't gonna get no information on how to do right. You said, where the post office at? It's right below his back and just above his thighs. Mail the letter right there. Where you gonna send it? To his brain. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that no more. They think it's cute for a child. I cuss their parents out and all that kind of stuff. And then when they get 18, I looked at I looked at a thing on TV called, it was a prison thing where they got all these children. Y'all ever seen them things on TV? Where they got your children in these, correctional places and how they, look, yeah. At your best, your child is going to do something stupid. But you need to give the child hope, man. And you give him hope from the midsection of his body. What I told y'all to get?
Proverbs
23? 12. Apply thine heart unto instructions. Y'all got it? And thine ear to the word of knowledge. Withhold not correction from a child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. That's out. O-U-T, out. Miss Jackson, Florence Jackson, in Fayetteville Elementary, middle school, they used to use switches. Kids don't know what a switch is nowadays. They used to use switches. You know what I'm saying? And some of those switches were long as I am tall. And when she said do something, buddy, you ran to do it. And here's the thing that was really unique when I was coming up. If I got a whooping at home, at the school, I prayed. They didn't tell mom and dad when I got home. If you whoop a child at school now and the parents go, they're gonna come out there with a gun. And you wonder why the kids shooting one another? Mom and dad shooting at the teacher. Think about it. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and here's what you're going to do if you beat him with the rod. And shall save his soul from where? From hell. But you ain't got but eight years. You try to whoop him when you're 9 years old, so you have. No, it was 8. How old that baby was?
8.
Better get him in 7. So he know where the gun is at 8. You wonder why we having the problem that we're having. We're having the illegitimacy that's going bonkers. And it's not in just black folks, it's in all races in the United States. All races. The kids going crazy with these babies. Don't know what to do with them. Told them like monkeys. You ever seen a monkey grab a baby with one hand, the baby hanging upside, and he just throw him in the leg? Y'all ever seen that? That's how they don't know how to handle a baby. What you doing with a baby? You end up with a baby yourself. Thou shalt beat him with a rod, and shall deliver his soul from hell. If you had to grade yourself on rearing your kids, what would you give yourself? Don't answer that. Just think about it. Look at that. Remember that thing about spare the rod and spoil the child? Proverbs 13, y'all got it? It tells you how to be careful with all this stuff. Read it. Let's get it in the 13th chapter of Proverbs. I'm gonna be through here by the time y'all go home. Okay? Somebody said, who did ask that question about spare the rod or the child or something like that? If you want to see how close this is to your question, who was it? 13th chapter of Proverbs. Read the 24th verse, somebody.
Proverbs 13:24.
Mm-hmm.
He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
Get it? If you know that child needs a spanking, put it on him. You had to kill him.
Amen.
Ma'am.
Kill us.
It didn't kill. I'm alive today. Hallelujah. But I got sense. You know, when I was 7 years old, I learned that if a person looked older than me, it was yes, sir, and yes, ma'am.
Amen.
You know? You know what the response is to most children nowadays? What?
No.
No. Yeah. They don't even put an S on it. Yeah. Some of them say, what is? Yo. What's yo? And so. What is so? You know, you walk into a grown person, sup? Sup? What do you mean, sup? I and they got games all over the country, all over the country. Everywhere you look, there's a game where they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. And our kids are fascinated by that. So, and you got some games that get in, ain't but one way out. That's die out. You can't quit. You can join the Masonic Lodge and quit if you want, but you can't do that with bloods. There's gonna be blood if you try to This is crazy. Our kids are going mad. And in Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, God prophesied that the kids was going to go crazy. Because we stopped doing the way God said do it. Those kids need their rear end tore up. You take, where's she at? You take Lissa and, what that girl name back there? Jemiah. You look at it, what you hit me for? Stop! Now what? Stop! You know? And if they don't say that, they go in the room waiting. What, they be cussing you out in there? You know? That's the problem with our kids. All right, watch this. You come here Sunday, and if you got 10 girls in here, you may have 1 boy. And you know good as you know your name what it is, that there are a lot of brothers out there that don't have a clue on whether or not they should be in church or not. Mine and my grandyoung and all of them. You get what I'm saying? I owe mine. When I got in the car, there better be in there, all 10 of them. One time I had 11 because Dana was in the bunch. Hit the door, but let's go. You know? Most kids say this, when I get old, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna raise my children the way daddy raised his, the way mama raised hers, or what grandmama and them did. Well, you see the results of kids that's not being raised, don't you? I love to see at least a percentage of those boys that we raised up in church. But they are not here. Because I understand that when every person gets 18, they smell themselves. They musty. You know? And they figure that must mean I must do what I want to do. No, that must mean you stink. You know what I'm saying? You need to give a portion of your life to the Lord so you'll know how to act. You know? I went to church one Sunday and I was preaching. It was at Unity. And there was a boy that had all his dreads. You ever seen a boy with the dreads on the head and everything? And he looked like he just got off of a dope binge. He hadn't, but that's what he looked like. And a woman spoke on the youth, and when I got up, I sort of commented on what she was saying. And one of the things I said, if you go to Wall Street or some of these big companies and apply for a job, I don't care how much education you got, and you got all these things up there, you got to have that you ain't watched in 10 years, they're gonna turn you down. Get that mess off. And the mama of one of them children said, no, he didn't. The Lord blessed me about 2 years later to see that kid. His hair was off and he had a good job. You know, but they don't, the parents need to understand, said kids will do what kids do. No, they don't have to. I didn't. You know, there were a whole lot of things that when we was coming up, boys told us that in order for us to be men, we had to do this. And I said, well, I'll be a boy the rest of my life because I'm not going to do it. You know? But if you don't sit down and talk to your children and instruct them in righteous living, then they don't know how to respond to their peers when they get out there. They don't want to look weak, but the strength of mine was talking like my daddy. You know, I went in there one day and we do it in the back. Y'all don't know what the back is. And I was a toter. I was taking it from here, carrying that, trying to put it in the thing to pack it up. Or they make some cigars out of it, cigarettes and all that kind of stuff. And Miss Lavinia was a woman behind one of them tables. And what she'd do, she'd tie about 5 bundles of that tobacco and put it on the table. And then sit down and talk the rest of the day. And she wanted them to stay up so when the boss man come by, he'll say, she busy. So I would walk up to her table to get stuff on the something about that here. I said, I got to take this down yonder and put the, you go to hell. I said, you go there before I do. And she come across that table. Man, you talking about a Negro running? When I come out of that boy, when I took that curve going down that road, I was leaning sideways. and there's an old lady in there working next to her. She jumped all over that woman. Why you say that to that boy? You know better than that. And when I come back in the morning, she called me over there and apologized to me. Said I was wrong. I said, well, if you stay in your place, I stay. I'm about 12 years old. 12 and crazy. You get what I'm saying? Because I was taught to respect folk, but I also saw where you're going to get 99, I'm going to tell you. Even if I got a book when I got home. You know? We come home one day, Dad, we used to kill blackbirds. I know y'all don't eat black, y'all city folks. But at the same time of the year, you know the blackbirds up there in Georgia used to be by the thousands. And Daddy would kill them and take them home. We had a burlap bag one day, because I used to go out there and sit in the field with them all day. And when he told me to get out and take them to y'all clean them, tell you, Mama, I'll be back when I go over here and get something else. So I get out. We walking back down the street going to the house there in Georgia. And when we got to the house, there was a nosy woman that stayed in the house right in front of us over there. I ain't gonna tell you her name because y'all may be kidding her. And she said, what y'all got in that sack? That's none of your business. And I went inside. So she come over there and told Mama, I need to tell you about your boy. She said, Mama said, what that? He come in there, he sassing me. Mama said, what he done? I asked him what's in that sack. He told me none of my business. Mama said, well, it ain't your business. You want to know what's in that sack? You ask me. And boy, my chest way out here, boy. Oh, man, I had to grow hairs when I was so. Mama backing me up, you know. I got it made. You know, when she went back out, there's a day, Mama's a day, man. She said, come here, boy. And when the boy part, I knew something was wrong. My feet got to tickling and looked like I couldn't walk right and all that kind of stuff. She brought me in there, she said, so you grown? I'm saying, Mama, you just backing me up. What are you talking about? She said, if you ever sass a grown person again, I'm going to take the hide off of you. And you ain't out of it. You wait till him to get home. You get what I'm saying? He ain't going to do that now. They cuss the woman out and come on, honey. You ain't got to be I could have said, you have to ask Mama. But I was bad anyway, you know. I said, none of your business. But I was nervous. A little May will get you too. Mama will get you, boy. Sure did. Get one more scripture, then we're going to let y'all go home. Did y'all get 13:24? He that spareth his rod hateth his son, yeah. But he that loveth him, chaseth him betimes, all the time. But you're going to go to the 19th chapter 9 and read that one, and then we're going to let you go for the night. It bothers me. I mean, I'm having problems with where our children are. We got a lot of kids out there, but they're not with us. They're not, they don't have 19th chapter. They don't have that wherewithal to do what is right before the Lord. Y'all got it? 19th chapter of Proverbs. Y'all got it? I think we're going to look at the 18th verse. Now listen at what this says. And this is why our kids right here are messed up today all over the world. This is why what do you call that thing? No, DC who?
DCF.
This is why DCS is so busy. This is why DCF is so busy. Watch it. It says in the 18th verse, chasten thy son while there is hope. Y'all see that? And let not thy soul spare for his cry. Let him cry. Tear his tail up till he stop crying. Boy, that preacher sure is mean. You're going to hell. I'm trying to keep you out of it. You know, it said, how it said, read it again. Chasten thy son while there is hope. When a 5-year-old girl can take a pencil and stick it in another girl's eye, and they march her down there just to set her in the principal's office. Nothing is said from that day till this. Something is wrong with our rearing our kids. Trust me, something is definitely wrong. Why you think them boys come back to them schoolhouses with all them guns and Uzis? They have no structure at home. They don't even fear mom and dad. Last night, I looked at a thing on TV called the parents destroying their children's electronics. Y'all ever seen that stuff? Daddy come in there and talk to the boy. Boy talk to the dad like he's 25 years old. I'm watching something. He said, well, you need to yell at mama. Well, I'm got to respond to my friend. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had a child that talked to me like that. Matter of fact, they'll tell you. If we came home and the house didn't look right, they have to clean that whole house all over again, all by themselves. Hey, boy, I remember one night we come home, we were laughing about the other day. And when we stopped the car, Liza said, watch them jokers gonna be all over. We opened the door in the car. Boom, 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 boom. They were trying to clean that place up before we get in the house. But it's I don't know. What y'all think? Don't you think we need some adjustments? You know? And they used to teach this from the pulpit, but they don't teach it from the pulpit no more because that's my baby. It said right there, don't spare him while he's crying. Just said it in the book. And God said, I didn't want to go there, but I'm going to just quick deliver. God said, if they get with it, don't act right, kill them. Never heard that before, did you, Sister Polly? It's in the book. If they don't act right, kill them. And he don't mean kill them like forget them. He mean kill them like stone them to death. And I can show you a couple of places in Scripture where they had done exactly that. You know? But you ain't got but 7 months, yet 7 years, man. You don't do it in 7 years, you messed up. Okay? Think about it. Got any questions, y'all? Y'all been quiet tonight. But look at, listen, kids will make mistakes, but they will respectfully apologize. But you got to put that apology in them before they get 8 years old. Y'all get what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get up and do everything you ask them to do at all. But if they got something to fall back on when they get in trouble with their action, they'll know how to straighten it out. You understand what I'm saying? Because we didn't do everything our parents told us, did we? Don't answer that because you might want to look. We didn't do everything that. But here's what happened. When I go through one of those situations where I was being contrary to my training and get in trouble, then I reflect on my training and straighten myself up. But if there is no training, when a child mess up, guess what a lot of them do? They commit suicide. They kill themselves because they don't have an answer. And the answer is their rod. But they're too pretty. They're too handsome. They're my baby. No, they're your monsters. Amen. Think about it. Now, you're talking to a man that got grandchildren. Now, he ain't satisfied with it. Well, I'm picking on yours. I'm talking mine too. And it ain't what I did. Is what the children, the parents do by not doing what they were taught when they were coming up. You know? Think about it. Hopefully we'll get back to it one of these days. Well, I got something I want to tell you. Y'all ain't ready for this or not. No, we wait 10 more years if I'm here, I tell you.
I don't know about this Carolyn back here, but you know the kids cussing at the teachers and the teachers cussing at the kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think that would ever happen.
You know how I know that? Janani tell me that stuff almost every day. The teachers,
Cussing at the kids.
kids, and the kids cussing them back. You know? Man, when I was 17 years old, that teacher told me to jump, I asked her how high. You know? Because I knew that if she was doing something out of place and I go home and mom and them find out and they investigate the situation, the teacher was in trouble. But when we were coming up, them teachers wasn't out there to hurt you, they was out there to educate you. Most of the teachers now are out there to... Thank you. Wow. Ain't that something? Okay. I'm through. If y'all satisfied, we'll go home. We'll go home.
That was a good one tonight talking about because it sure looked true.
I'm troubled about it. I'm troubled about it because too many of our kids are dying.
Yeah.
For nothing. The army ain't got nobody because they dying on the street. That's why they got so many girls in the army. Because the boys are dying. I'm cutting up. Don't pay that in mind. Y'all, let's go home because I'm being a clown. Yes, ma'am.
I think they pulled the plug on Cleo today.
On who?
Cleo.
What's wrong with him?
He's dead.
Cleo.
What?
He's dead. Quinn and Jay.
Cleo died?
Told me he was in the hospital.
No, he died. They pulled the plug. His daughter came and pulled the plug today.
Oh, geez. What happened? Do you know?
It's a
that's
long
why he's
story.
troubled.
I couldn't figure that one out.
So that's why he's trouble.
Because they got his truck. When they got his truck from McDonald's, he had already took it
part of the
about
McDonald's for a long
3
time.
weeks ago. And he was living out of his truck. And that's something I can't figure that out. Why would he live out of his truck when he had a house? So I don't know what went on in between them, but I didn't even know he had a daughter. But she's the one that pulled the plug today. That's what she said.
In your hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, Sister Cass, that's why his truck sat for so long time at the McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. They just got it yesterday.
But first, it was sitting over at the Wawa.
Yeah, they say he was living out the truck. That's what the dog thought, because he got all the clothes and stuff out of the truck. I couldn't figure it out because I know he had a house.
Well, he was in West Dixie last month.
Mm-hmm.
He was watermelon because he had a lot of stuff. He was trying to
Yeah,
figure
I'm
out how to
trying to
get
figure
him
out
on the motorcycle.
I was trying to figure out what's going on.
You know, Pastor, he belonged to He belonged to the same 12-step group that I go to.
You do?
He was in recovery.
He was what?
He was recovered alcoholic.
And something went wrong with that.
But I'm not gonna go on to that. I'm just gonna say that he belonged and was attending the same group that I belonged to.
Mhm.
I'm a recovered alcoholic and drug addict, okay? And this past week, he had not been at our meeting house for some time. Now Cleo cut up at the meeting house just like he did in here, okay?
Yeah.
But in testimony to him, he always brought up Jesus Christ at the meeting house, which, if you're familiar with the Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12-step program, we always reference a higher power as generic, and then we don't speak of Jesus Christ. And you're not supposed to, because it's supposed to be all-inclusive to help as many people as can be, even those who have difficulty with their faith. But he had been missing for 3 weeks, and hand to God, we just had a meeting here Monday night, and they were going to, what they call trespass him, and they were going to cast him out of the meeting room because he was cutting up. I just accepted the role of the parliamentarian. I was aware that they were going to do this, and I stopped the vote, because in my opinion, it doesn't matter what the individual has to say in that meeting house. We allow you to have 3 minutes to share, you can share. But there was certain members who had difficulty dealing with Cleo. And I promise you that this has been going in my mind since Monday night, because I stopped the vote. And I knew that these individuals who were proposing the vote to trespass Cleo were doing so out of spite, not out of true action. And this went through my thought today.